Bik Bik Boon Wurring, Namdur Barupton Utterwheelan, translates to come with purpose to our beautiful home, land of the two bays. So Wominjeka in the Boon Wurring language word is come for purpose. So if we think about those words, everything we do from waking in the morning to sleeping in the evening is done with purpose. And today, you're all here with the purpose of the ARC Centre of Excellence for Automated Decision Making and Society with this particular symposium, Future Automated Mobilities, towards hope, justice and care, bringing together researchers and stakeholders in automated mobilities to share, explore, to create and to connect. And it's your job to help us move forward. What are the shared values and where and with whom and what should be your first steps to achieve this collectively and collaborative? This is all your purpose, to work together for our future. If my ancestors and our people could survive on this continent for thousands upon thousands and thousands of years and still be here today, I know that you will all find the pathways to continue on and to find the directions for our new future. So my purpose here today is to perform a welcome to country, to formally welcome you on behalf of the Boon Wurring, whose lands we meet on today. And we pay our deep respect and acknowledge the Wurundjeri of the Boon Wurring, with whom we share many common boundaries, and indeed most of our MIT lands. I am a direct descendant from our First Peoples and cousin to Narwheat Dr. Carolyn Briggs, AM, the elder of the Boon Wurring and the Yarlawit clan, and I am here today representing her. Our lands extend from the Wilson's Promontory in the east to the mouth of the Werribee River in the west, encompassing both of our beautiful bays. Western Port we call Murrin, and Port Phillip we call Nam. So I am here today on the lands of our ancestors, and we pay our respect not just today, but always to all of our ancestors, those people who came before us. And we're especially pleased today to recognise the commitment that you've all made here in paying respect to the spirit of this land and to its First Peoples. Through this, you have shown the willingness to honour sacred ground. We are spiritually and culturally connected to this country by the thousands of generations of our ancestors. This country is in our DNA, and that is why connection to country is so important to our First Peoples. Over the past 200 plus years, we have been largely ignored and all but written out of the history of our great nation Australia. So when I get the chance, I like to recap some of our history that we want to have as a shared history with you. We are the oldest surviving living culture in the world, and this is something we want all Australians and peoples of other countries to connect to. From well over 65,000 plus years ago, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people were this country's first explorers, first navigators, first engineers, first farmers, first botanists, first scientists, first diplomats, first astronomers, first teachers, first artists, first healers, and also first lawmakers. And you may well think, why am I telling you all of this? I'm telling you this because I'm proud to say that today our First Peoples are involved in all of these professions, and obviously we didn't call them professions. To us, they were part and parcel of the order of our society for our survival. And today we are excelling in all of these fields of expertise because generations of our ancestors preceded us. And also to say, how did we live and survive on this continent for so long without having all of the aforementioned in place. And my cousin always goes, and we survived 2 ice ages, Janet, too. So, you know, we've survived everything, so we should be able to just get on with it. Australia also has the world's oldest stories, oral stories, and the first peoples engraved the world's first maps and made the earliest paintings of ceremony and invented unique technologies. And the very first footprints on this continent were those belonging to our first peoples. But unfortunately, our first peoples are unknown to many who live in this land. So the word Wominjeka, as I said earlier, translates to come with purpose, but it's also a contract between the people as the custodians of this land and yourselves to ensure that the laws of Bunjil, our creator, are adhered to and to guarantee safe passage for those who ask. According to tradition, our land has always been protected by our creator Bunjil, who travels as an eagle, and our waterways are protected by Wa, who travels as a crow. Bunjil taught us the responsibility that we have for this land and to always welcome guests. But we have to ask all guests to commit to 2 promises that we ask of you here today. And the first one is not to harm the land of Bunjil, and the second one is not to harm the children of this beautiful land. And if we can commit ourselves to these 2 promises, we live in a far better world. And this commitment was traditionally made through the exchange of a small bar of leaves being dipped into the waters and the spoken words Wominjeka. So Nungudjin, that translated is thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Janet, for starting us on the right track and in the right place for today. So I'd like to welcome everybody to our symposium. I'd like to welcome all of our automated decision making and society colleagues here in Australia, and our industry and other sector partners, whose collaboration here is so vital to our commitment to engagement and impact in the real world, as well as in academia. I also want to welcome our overseas partner investigators who've travelled half of the way across the world to be with us, and whose research and expertise enlivens our own with our vital international dialogues. So welcome everybody. It's wonderful to see you all here. We've all been working for such a long time to make this symposium happen, and it's marvellous also to be able to see everybody here in the same room together. Welcome also to everybody who's joining online. I can't see you, but we know that you're there, and I hope that we'll be able to engage with you during the event too. So our Future Automated Mobilities Symposium represents one of the interdisciplinary focus areas of the Automated Decision Making in Society Centre of Excellence. And its work spans the Centre's 4 research programmes, which respectively study people, machines, institutions, and data. And over the next 2 days, we'll be hearing from the ADM+S researchers, but also our industry partners and our collaborators from all of these programmes. And I hope that we'll learn and discuss together to really take things forward in a really exciting new way, based on these principles of hope, justice, and care. As the leader of the Transport and Mobilities Focus area in ADM+S, I'm incredibly proud of the achievements of our team. And bringing together this event has really made visible to me a really stunning trajectory of research and engagement across all of the different teams of ADM+S involved in this focus area. I think the accomplishments, the connections between our different endeavours, and that's in areas as diverse as data science, design ethnography, creative methods, documentary filmmaking. I think these help us to create some really exciting possibilities as we move forward. So this is a moment to pause and reflect on what we've achieved so far and to think about also how we might all move forward together, again, in hope, justice and care for us, ourselves as researchers and our projects, as well as for society generally. I know this event will both consolidate our agenda and generate new possibilities, collaborations and plans. So the symposium centres on 3 core themes: hope, care and justice. And I hope we'll all end the 2 days feeling inspired by new and innovative visions for hopeful, caring and just automated mobility futures. How can we create pathways to automated futures that are aligned with human ethics and trust? What could go right? What do we need to do to ensure that it does? I know that many people in this room have amazing answers to those questions already because I know all of your work. I think bringing you all together to kind of bring those answers together and work towards the future together is going to be incredible. And finally, a thank you and some news. So I'd like to thank my Monash and RMIT colleagues who've really tirelessly worked to ensure that this event would come about. So particularly Dr. Tao Fan, Dr. Noni May, Matt Warren and Nick Walsh, and of course the Australian Research Council for generously supporting our work. And also I'd like to welcome the outstanding computer scientist, Professor Flora Salim, who's just joined me as co-leader of the Transport and Mobilities Focus area, which gives us the opportunity to chart a truly interdisciplinary way forward, and for Flora to organise the next symposium.